You are learning to remain expanded while you stay grounded, and you are learning to remain grounded while you stay expanded. And this mutual support creates a lived stability that feels like peace, feels like clarity, and feels like alignment. This is why your pace matters, because the wave honors self-respect, and self-respect allows your system to receive more. And as you recognize the paired nature of what arrives, you begin to see that activation and integration belong together, and this recognition carries you naturally into the second part of our transmission. Activation and integration move together as a single process, and your experience becomes smoother when you treat them as partners rather than as separate stages. Activation opens your awareness, and integration turns that awareness into lived wisdom. And this transformation happens through repetition, through embodiment, and through gentle application in real life. You feel activation as insight, as recognition, as inspiration, as sudden clarity, and integration expresses itself as follow-through, as behavioral change, as emotional honesty, and as a steady capacity to hold what you receive without losing yourself in intensity. Your system enjoys coherence, and coherence develops through consistency, through trust, and through the decision to give yourself time to assimilate what lands. Many of you interpret spiritual evolution as a climb toward a peak, and the double helix wave offers you a different orientation, an orientation that values stability as much as it values expansion, and that values peace as much as it values revelation. Your awareness expands in a way that remains livable when you include your body in the process, and your body participates when you offer it safety, kindness, hydration, rest, movement, and self-acceptance. Integration becomes easier when you allow yourself to feel, because emotion functions as a river of energy, and energy moves toward resolution through acknowledgement. Your field learns in waves, and you integrate most gracefully when you honor the wave pattern, because a wave carries a rise, a settling, and a new baseline that reflects what you have absorbed. This is why patience creates acceleration, because patience protects coherence, and coherence allows more frequency to remain with you. You experience wholeness when you allow insight to become practice, because practice turns a moment of awakening into a stable way of being. You also cultivate stability by treating your daily life as a sacred classroom, because every interaction gives you feedback about what you have integrated, and every choice reveals the degree of alignment you carry. Integration transforms realization into mastery, and mastery feels like ease, feels like simplicity, and feels like the removal of inner resistance, because resistance creates friction, and friction drains your capacity to receive. You evolve through gentle assimilation, through honoring your rhythms, and through allowing the new frequencies to settle into your relationships and into your environment. And as you experience this union of activation and integration, you begin to recognize that the old model of constant spiritual effort falls away naturally. And this recognition leads you into the third section of our message. A new phase of evolution supports being as the primary pathway, and being becomes a living transmission when you rest your awareness in the heart, when you soften your inner posture, and when you allow truth to reveal itself through presence. Many practices served you beautifully as doorways, and the doorway leads to a room, and that room contains a lived relationship with consciousness that feels simple, feels direct, and feels intimate. Presence becomes your practice because presence allows you to receive, and receiving brings you into contact with the intelligence that already knows how to organize your life in harmony. You discover that stillness accomplishes what striving attempts to accomplish, because stillness aligns you with your own deeper knowing, and deeper knowing guides your next step with precision. You thrive when you treat yourself as receptive, because receptivity softens the mental walls that filter perception, and a softened filter allows more of your own soul to register. You notice that effort sometimes creates pressure, and pressure contracts the field, and contraction reduces clarity, and clarity returns when you relax. Grace moves through open space, and you create open space through acceptance, through kindness, through breath, through gentleness, and through the willingness to pause before you act. Spiritual maturity expresses itself as ease, and ease becomes a sign of alignment, because alignment reduces internal conflict and allows your energy to flow into your life rather than into your struggle. You become receptive to guidance that arrives as a quiet inner yes, as a sense of timing, as a calm certainty, and as an impulse toward the simplest loving choice. You build spiritual strength through softness, and softness refines perception, and refined perception helps you navigate with less force and more grace.